This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It is Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie for your Tuesday morning. You got a couple of little gossips for us this morning, have you?
Yeah, I do. I'm out of breath.
Well, you've run back from the toilet. What happened in the toilet? I mean, what were you fighting in there?
2K time trial. You've beaten your personal best. Well done, Kate.
Yeah, I went really quickly. I went with Jess.
How was that with Jess? Everything go okay in the bathroom?
Okay, so I was in the stall and then I just heard this, Jess, I haven't blocked it. And Kate's come out of the other one into another one.
No.
And then when we both finished, she then showed me the blocked toilet and said I didn't do it, which seems like something someone that did it would actually do.
No, I wasn't in there long enough to block a
someone's
toilet.
blocked the ladies.
Sorry, is that forensics outside the studio going into the toilet?
It was
It's a
the
crime scene.
funniest trip to the toilet.
Kate Ritchie crime scene.
Because I get really anxious about these things, and I only needed to go. I needed to do a wee, okay? And then this whole
Ramp it
discussion, this whole big discussion about the toilet, and of course, I mean, maybe I should save this and call in for what are the chances? I go in there and there's a blocked toilet, so it makes it funny.
That would never make it on air.
Tommy, if you blocked the men's and the women's.
Yeah, the GoPro fell into the toilet.
Is that what it was?
No, Tom, that is...
Ceiling
Oh, you've already had 2 warnings for that.
Yeah,
Let's not bring that up in the podcast.
Anyway, that's not one of the goss stories.
No, you got more,
a
don't
great lineup for you today, and I will have caught my breath.
you? Okay, that's on the podcast.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Kate, you mentioned the other day that if you know somebody who says, I believe in aliens, you put them in a category, don't you? You put them aside and go, okay, you're one of them.
No, I didn't say that I do that. I posed the question in the office and I said, if you're talking about UFOs and if someone in this office said, oh my goodness, you won't believe what I saw last night.
It was a UFO.
I believe in this and then my mum believes in this and then 5 years ago I saw this.
Get off the gear.
Would you judge them in some way?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I
they're
would.
definitely a cooker and a sovereign citizen, and they refuse to get the vaccination.
100%.
Cooker, how good is the word cooker?
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, they're just cooked.
Oh,
Their
cooked.
brains are cooked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Kate, tell that to John Lennon because
He's not with us, mate.
That's so true. But he once gave to a very close friend an alien egg for a 50th birthday. John gave this guy an object. He said it was an alien egg or possibly just a rock.
What time of night was this?
This was at a very late stage of the evening. This is an article about how many big-known, well-known celebrities believe in UFOs. It hit Hollywood and has for a very long time. To think that there is some sort of life beyond this planet is most definitely believable.
Yeah.
I mean, you're crazy to think we're the only miracle in the universe.
Well, Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 does.
What did he say?
He wrote a book about it, and he left Blink-182 and started a band called Angels and Airwaves.
Yeah,
I think
right.
it was.
How'd that go for him?
He did a podcast just on aliens. Fully believes in aliens.
They're out there.
Has he seen them?
No, well, yeah, he's part of a community. He's back with Blink now, but he was on his own for a while there.
Miley Cyrus came out and said that she was chased by some sort of UFO activity one time in California. She made eye contact with an alien pilot.
That was Billy Ray.
An alien pilot?
Yeah, in a 2020 interview, she said in a magazine that she looked into the sky after the encounter, and she couldn't believe what she had seen. There was a glowing flying snowplow.
Is this in California? I think that might have something to do with the...
The what?
The wee. When they legalised it, you might suggest.
Yeah, I think the tab of acid she had half an hour before that.
Hang on.
well, that's an accusation.
Yeah, well, hang on. You've got a little bit more direct than wee.
What
You
else
need a weed.
You want a mushroom?
Oh, my God. What else is in the cupboard? Kurt Russell, he came out and said the UFO, my God, the sightings were ridiculous. He flies a plane, and he said, I was coming into land one time, and all of a sudden another object appeared.
You're just making this up now.
Was it Goldie coming out of the bathroom?
No, it wasn't Goldie coming out of the bathroom. There were alien lights. He was with his son Oliver. It was a V-shaped craft that flew in front of him.
They do say they're like V's.
He alerted the tower. The tower said, we can't see the object you're talking about.
Wow.
And
The
he's like,
V-shaped object took off.
Solved.
Did you see that the Pentagon has now officially launched a new website officially declassifying UFO documents, so people like Kurt Russell, who thinks he saw UFOs, can go on there, type in the little date, and they'll say, "Oh, that was just falling debris from a satellite, you idiot.
me a break.
Don't fly drunk."
Alan Joyce
I
has
wouldn't
just
call
stepped
people
down.
an idiot.
Alan Joyce has decided
why?
he's quit tomorrow, and he's moved his retirement forward because he's seen a UFO while flying in one of his planes.
And a Qatar Airways flight.
It was coming straight into Australia. Well
that's
done.
very good. Yeah,
Topical
that's-
reference
yeah,
from
that's pretty
Degree.
good,
Demi Lovato said she saw alien snowflakes, believe it or not.
What's an alien snowflake?
I don't know. We should stop calling them aliens in case it's offensive to aliens. There's a new one. Muhammad Ali, mate. He got attacked by a UFO in
I
Central
love this.
Park
Really?
while Don't wind me up.
That
I
was Joe
finished.
Frazier with a rifle.
There was a brilliant light. There were lights hanging down as if it was an invisible thread that I was meant to climb up into this UFO. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a helicopter. I continued to run until it presented itself to me again.
What?
My God!
Do you know what I've realised? I'm going to need to say that I saw a UFO so that when I'm dead and gone, people will continue to talk about me.
Do you think so?
Well,
This time
they're not
tomorrow,
going
Yeah, you need
Kate's
that.
UFO
You-
encounter
you
as she
need
walks
that.
around Centennial Park.
I could see Kate as a ghost coming down and
But
just
like
going,
if they're
"Why is
talking
it-"
about Muhammad Ali
Yeah.
because he saw a UFO, maybe if I say I saw one, then a radio station in 20 years will say, you know who believed in UFOs? That little girl from Summer Bay.
Oh,
she
my
saw one.
But they won't remember Summer
Hovering
Bay.
over the
the
what's
desk
that
here in
called?
Piedmont.
Barrenjoey head.
Oh my God.
No, they're going to say, they won't even reference Home and Away. They'll just say that weird girl on radio that used to believe in aliens. See what I mean? That's what
They'll say that poor girl that worked with Fitzy and Wippa.
You could go to the gym or do the shopping, or you could go to work.
But what if you went in a beachier direction?
You're only a what if away from a holiday with the What If app.
Book accommodation, flights, packages, and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Did you see the photos last week of Kanye West and his wife, Bianca?
Yes.
On their Italian escapade. It
On
was
the
all
boat in Venice?
It was all very raunchy because they were on some kind of vessel and he exposed himself. And now the boat company or the vessel company in the Venetian boat company has come out and said, banned forever. We didn't know he was exposing himself. It's not what we're up for.
Was there an act on the boat?
Were they getting it on the boat, Kate?
I think she may have been dancing while he was sort of sitting down, because the first photos were of his bum crack that was blurred out.
Yeah.
So it looked like he had his pants undone.
Well,
I'm not
it's-
sure whether she was having snacks or...
I'm not sitting on those. Yeah, you'd think they'd sterilise those seats afterwards, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Well, they're not just doing that. They're banning Kanye for life, it seems.
It's a shame he wanted to come back next week.
It's a shame. I mean, the two of them are quite exposed most of the time. I don't know.
How are her outfits, Kate Ritchie?
It's quite... I hate using the word bizarre, but their outfits and fashion style, I suppose, it is quite bizarre.
How bizarre. You love that song.
Oh, I love it. But she tends to wear full bodysuits, very revealing, and then he jumped on board last week on the boat.
Yeah.
As I was telling the story yesterday on air about Joe Jonas, the sad news of Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner perhaps filing for divorce after 4 years of marriage, it seems that more news was unfolding on the other side of the world. Joe Jonas took to the stage in Texas, and all may be okay. He's gone on stage. He's given his big performance. We've got a bit of audio of it here. I don't know if you know the song. It's called Hesitate. When it was released a few years ago, it was described as a love letter to Sophie Turner, the wife. So he's taken to the stage. He sung that song. Maybe it wasn't in the original set list, and he is wearing his wedding ring.
I see. Classic TMZ. They've done a Daily Mail, haven't they? They've gone too hard too early.
I know
and it's
they
not
aren't
true.
wearing their rings.
Got
I
me a
think.
beauty.
I mean, maybe they were in at the cleaners.
Yeah.
Or they had, when sometimes you can get a bit dry
Well, you get
under
your
where you wear
nails.
your ring.
You get your nails done and you take them off.
You got your moisturiser on. Messy mania, I think they're describing it. He was in LA over the weekend. I don't know much about the football world on that side of the world, but he did take to the arena, and I don't know if it was a match.
Miami. It's in the MLS.
Is it Miami?
he
And
plays-
who does he play for?
They were playing against
Beckham's
Los
team.
Angeles, right?
Okay.
So it's into Miami, and he's the biggest celebrity on the planet.
What's he getting paid, you know?
Everybody, look, hundreds of millions.
Tommy.
It's hundreds of millions, but he's done it more for lifestyle. He wanted to go take his family over to America.
And why wouldn't you? I mean, I know even at Book Week last week at my daughter's school, you know, there was Alice in Wonderland and all of these other characters, and then majority of the boys were
Messi or Ronaldo.
Yeah, kicking the ball around the.
So he gets asked by Miami, you get your own box and you can invite whoever you want into the box.
It was a star-studded lineup.
Yeah.
So
I bet it
there's
was.
Jared Butler, the actor. He must have met him. There's James Hart. Leonardo DiCaprio was there.
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell was there, yeah. Liam Gallagher. Selena Gomez, LeBron James, Prince Harry,
In the one
Magic
box.
Johnson, and then how's his music taste? He's got Nas, you've got Cypress Hill were there, he had Rage Against the Machine in there, he had System of a Down.
God, while they watch the footy.
Yeah, they all watch the footy and they just cheer him on. Owen Wilson, the guy is
How good
massive.
is that?
He didn't score.
Didn't he?
No.
Well,
there's
he's scored some amazing goals.
He has. And he's
there's
on the Louis Vuitton campaign. I don't know if you see him outside all of the stores.
There was the footage too of Prince Harry walking straight past Brooklyn Beckham as they made their way into the ground. Like, just to see the calibre of the individuals and the pull power. You know, at home, that's all my kids are doing. It's Messi and Ronaldo.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he have to go and meet him after the game?
Yeah, you'd have to.
Do you have to go up and say, thanks for coming, guys, that was awesome?
Well, doesn't he have other stuff to do?
I just want to go
That's-
home, guys.
Well, that's that great story of Valentino Rossi, the motorbike rider, and Brad Pitt loved him so much, Kate. And
Yeah.
after a race, he's won a race, Valentino Rossi's people were told, outside your caravan is Brad Pitt, he's waiting just to say hello. And Rossi's went, yeah, no worries, I'm here with my mates, though. I grew up with these guys. I'll spend my bit of time over a couple of beers with them. 45 minutes later, he goes out and says hello to Brad. Brad had to wait that long.
Imagine being able to make Brad Pitt wait.
What a power move. You'll wait, Pip.
Love it.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Been listening to Dr. Sarah Rav about this. Medical doctor, lifestyle specialist. She's put this up on TikTok. And going into exams, I mean, the kids have their own studying techniques as well, but this is just good for everyday life, Kate.
Okay.
So Rav said you should begin by reading the material you want to memorise in your head.
Okay.
Before reading it out again loud. So you say it. So read it in your head first, then you read it out loud. Then she advises you to close your eyes and say the information aloud. The fourth and final step is to write down what you've learned from memory and then repeat it again. And that's it. You will that is a great
That's
way of
it.
remembering something.
That's 5 steps.
But see, nobody writes anything down anymore,
they don't.
do we? That's the thing. For me, that is a key as well, because then that sticks in your mind as well when you see
things in
yourself.
front of you. And that's
Yeah.
why when I'm meeting new people, sometimes I'll ask how they spell their name.
Oh, do you?
Because
So you can then hear it.
Then I can see it.
Right.
Rather than
clever.
it just being Bob and they say B-O-B,
B-O-B.
I can see B-O-B.
What if it's
and
obvious how to spell your name? Oh, hi, I'm Lisa. And how do you spell that, Lisa?
No, well, I'm not going to say that to
Do you know,
Lisa.
this
I
is
do
a
a
big-
lot of too where Fitzy knows this, Kate, but I'll write down people's names in my phone. So I'll go, the butcher is Pete, or the guy in the bottle shop is Jimmy.
Yep.
So then I know before I walk into the bottle shop,
Jimmy.
hey, Jimmy!
What if it's a different guy?
Well, I'll know because the face recognition in my brain will work.
There's also another. Have you heard of the Feynman technique?
What?
So this is for studying as well. This is basically if you're and this is when you're trying to think back what you have studied your whole year,
Yep.
the whole year, and then you're getting ready for exams. This technique, they say, is foolproof as well, just to remember things back. So
Okay.
when you're going through each subject, Kate, you've
Yeah.
got to specifically that area of knowledge, what you've got to do, you've got to teach yourself, you've got to turn yourself into a teacher, and then you've got to try to explain what you've just learnt to a little child.
Oh, I get
So
it.
you have to simplify
I like
it.
that.
You have to pretend to explain this knowledge to a child. Then you go back and you reflect on the gaps in your understanding that you just thought, I got a couple of things wrong there. And then you iron those out, go back to the child again and explain it, simplify it. And if they can understand it, then you've got that for life. You will never forget that.
That's good.
You have taught yourself how to teach somebody else how to do it.
Which means you understand it.
You understand
What is
it.
comprehension?
Would it be worth playing a quick game of radio when I went to the market, Tom? Do we have time for that?
No, we
So I'd
don't.
go, when I went to the market, I took a cake. So now you go,
I thought we weren't doing it.
When I went to the market, I took a cake.
And a
is not
bunch
a
of
memory.
asparagus.
Okay, you'll go, Fitz. When I went to the market, I
This
took
is-
a cake, a bunch of asparagus.
And I took Laddo,
And
big
a frog.
energy.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Okay, so let's talk about families. So we're at the dinner table. It's a rule in the Fitzgerald house. We all get together for dinner, sit down, have a bit of a chat. But you know what? We've got a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old now, and there's a lot of emotions happening, Kate. And at the table, it's really, it's at the moment, it's dobbing each other in, and then to the point of, oh, really, you're going to dob him in for that? Does your thumb really hurt because Huey bent it back? There's a lot of this going on at the moment.
Yeah, back and forth. It's
And
kind of irritating, isn't it?
It's really irritating, and BJ and I got a bit sick of it last night, and we said, boys, this is not what it's all about. I did the whole chat of, you know what, Mummy and Daddy were going through our photos the other day, and there's some great photos of us going out for breakfast and we're all smiling and laughing.
Oh, you went
we don't,
back.
We don't do that as much anymore. What's
well,
happened?
you had a failed experience on Father's Day, so you're probably reflecting on that.
I'm reflecting on that. I got a little bit upset about that, and then what happened last night, they were dobbing each other in for things, and then it all came out. Huey said, well, do you know what? If Lenny's going to dob me in for that, it's time for me to tell you guys about the favour system that was happening between Lenny and I. And I said, what are you talking about?
What?
He said he owes me 5 favours. I said, why? I instantly look over and Lenny's face just drains of blood and looks at him and goes, don't
do it.
tell him about the favours.
Oh, my God. You can't handle the truth.
So there's an understanding between the two of them. How long's this been going on in your house?
I don't know.
No one ever does 5 favours, man. You can't. When you bring up 5 favours, people know it's serious.
Well, we're talking about 5 favours, but I don't even really know what a favour
discount.
What a 5 favour discount is, or what a favour system is.
Well, we've had a couple of 5 favour feeds at KFC, Whip, but this is a big one because
different.
The first favour that was asked was, Lenny, give me the remote. I control the television. That's my first favour. Lenny said, no. I was on here first.
Favour
I said,
5.
mate, I've got 5 favours up my sleeve. Give it to me. Then Huey bent his thumb back, and then it was
Is that 2
tears.
favours or is that 1 favour still?
It was tears. We're at the dinner table and we're talking about it. Huey just looks at him, could see the blood's drained out of his face and goes, nah, I'm doing this. Dad, I busted him playing Fortnite on his iPad.
Done.
Lenny goes, don't, please, do not tell Mum and Dad. Whatever you want, I'll give it to you. Huey's gone, I want 5 favours. Lenny goes, you've got them. And unfortunately, on the first favour was give me the remote, and Lenny couldn't even give the first favour out.
Well, if you've shook hands on the 5 favours, then honour the 5 favours. You can't go back on 5 favours after the first favour.
I agree.
So does that mean you can bend someone's finger back if they don't give you the remote, if that was one of the first or the first of the 5 favours?
Where it's
5 favour deal
complex.
over.
This is where it got really complex because I didn't know who to blame. I'm like, well, Lenny, you're in the wrong for Fortnite. Huey, you're now negotiating 5 favours,
Yep.
so you don't tell us, and now you've thrown him under the bus with I'm not happy about as well. You should have kept that to yourself.
Is playing Fortnite worth 5 favours? Is it that? Are you going to get in that much trouble in your house that you're happy to offer up? Oh, I can't even say it.
Offer up 5
I'm trying to be so clever. Is playing Fortnite so disastrous that it's worth offering up five
Can't be
favours.
worth 5 favours. I would have started at 2, negotiated, and maybe settled around a 3-favour dinner.
But I think offering up 5 favours
3 flavours.
indicates to your brother how desperate you are for mum and dad not to know about
I agree.
Fortnite.
You've
I
shown
think
your true hand.
You go in at 2 favours because you act as though you're a bit blasé about it. But if you say 5 favours, you know they've got that over you
You
forever.
should be my manager.
Well, see, and I understand the boys are at the point, we're going into teenage years, so there's going to be some friction between them.
And
Okay,
secrets.
Lenny's going to be uncool for Huey to be around, and I know that they're not going to be the closest. Usually it's when you're mid-20s that you realise what your brother means to you, and we're trying to stress to them, this is blood, this is family, we've got to be together here, and I know that they're going to clash. This is where family secrets, when something happens in a family, it's something big, that's when you can look at a sibling and you know, even though you've been fighting, you can go, please don't tell anyone
We're
about
blood.
this.
Do you know what I can't wait for? When they're sort of more like 18 and 16 or 18 and 15, and Lenny goes, hey, give me a girlfriend. Or here he goes, give me a girlfriend. Well, you can't. Well, I had 1 favour left. Come on, hand it over.
I don't
Come on,
know.
we're at that
Why have
stage.
you gone
Don't-
now?
We've got
I don't
1
know.
favour.
Why are you doing that?
I haven't spent
Has the
all
has,
5 favours.
has the girl agreed to that?
Yeah,
Or-
actually, is there anything
I'll do that.
involving
Yeah.
consent
No.
here? I mean,
I've got a favour left.
I don't know what you're talking about. Our family does a bit of this too, because dinner tables, now that we're all a bit older and we're in our 30s and 40s, all the secrets start coming out from our childhood. Like, I mean, I thought I was a very well-behaved child, but my brother and sister, who are the 2 middle children, they start dobbing each other in about what was hidden in the garage, and the fact that my sister would write my brother notes to get out of school because Rebecca, my
Really?
sister, could forge mum and dad's secrets.
That's good. Great.
That
So
is
you had a
really
family
good.
secret. Did you keep that a secret, or
I
did
never
you
knew
use
it. I see. I wasn't involved in the family secrets because I wasn't naughty, and I never had to forge a secret because I could just go to the office and say I have to go to Summer Bay today, and they would let me go.
My sister was 5 years younger than me and wasn't cool enough to be around my mates and I. So when I first got my P's, Mum and Dad went away for a weekend and I had to look after my sister. She went up to the top shops with her friends, and I remember this. I took Dad's Ford Cortina, which I wasn't allowed to take, to go and meet the boys for an hour or 2 before I came back, and I picked up Holly.
Did you have a license?
I drove past the top shops and Holly saw me in the Ford Cortina.
Right, there's 5 favours.
So when I came back an hour later, I got her in the car, and it was a chat of this
you
doesn't
ever.
go anywhere.
What happened?
Well,
Did she say anything?
I said to her, she would use it against me every time I teased her.
Power.
This is the
And said,
whole
well,
thing.
you took Dad's car, so you can't tell me to do that.
Well done, Hole.
I just don't think you can trust anyone, even members of your family.
Family secrets. What's been revealed, possibly in an argument. Love to know what's come out around the dinner table. Finally, it's spilled over and everybody finds out. Leanne in Liverpool, welcome to the show. You exposed a juicy family secret, did you?
I did.
What was it, Leanne? I love this stuff.
Yes, my cousin's father is also her grandfather.
Oh, how did you find out, Leanne?
My nana accidentally said it.
Oh, what after a few brandies, or how?
No, just before she died.
It's
Hang
quite
on a-
hard
hang
to
on a-
compute. Yeah, can we take
Can
a
you
moment,
be
Leanne?
both? Can you
Yes,
be a
you
father
can.
and a grandfather? Hang on.
Not good, but yes, you can.
Oh, I
so-
see what you're saying.
Explain it for me, Kate.
Are you saying there's inter-family relations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Leanne, what did you do with that information?
Wow.
It was something we sort of all thought because it was father unknown on the birth certificate.
I'm still trying to piece it together.
Well, I don't know if I mean it's
Well,
something you can go to the police about.
Yes, it's illegal.
It's many years ago, and there's not enough evidence. Is
No.
what they said.
No, and there's-
Oh, I know, right? What about DNA? But anyway.
Oh.
Wow,
with-
Leanne.
So
Right.
does all of the family know now, Leanne?
I think everybody knows, but no one discusses it.
This is the thing about families.
Yeah, I know. That everyone would keep it quiet. Were you from a small country town or anything like that, Leanne?
No. No.
must
Just one
be.
horrible uncle.
Oh,
Oh,
my
Leanne.
gosh, that is a
Okay.
very juicy family secret. I
Jeez,
mean,
you've
you
kicked
need
it
more
off.
than
You've kicked it off well, Leanne.
you need more than 5 favours to keep that a secret.
Well, you shouldn't be keeping it a secret, I
No,
guess.
you shouldn't.
Nathan in Bondi, family secrets. What have you got?
So there was the auntie was actually her sister. So they found out that there was a secret. It wasn't. Everyone knew it except for the sister.
Yeah.
Until the mum passed, and then everyone was like, okay, actually your auntie is your sister. So obviously back in those days it was not very good to have a baby outside of marriage.
Then very young, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it was kept as a secret, and the auntie was the sister all along.
So how was it revealed to everyone then, Nath? Who dropped it?
So it was kind of dropped all around. It was kind of like the family knew and then told their, sons and daughters and stuff until the mum was passed, and then was like, okay, well, the mum is passed now, we can tell everyone.
We can talk about it.
But including the daughter.
Tough at Christmas, isn't it?
Oh, it is. But I think with family secrets, the longer they go on, the harder they are to reveal.
Yeah.
There's a few of those in our family. I told you the one about my auntie who got married and my grandfather never liked him. So he pulled him aside one day and said, how much will it take for you to leave? And then he took the cheque, but the thing was, the family then went away for the weekend, came back, and she went back to the house where they lived together, and he was gone. And she was like, I don't know where he's gone. My grandfather went, neither do I.
But he paid him out.
Took the silver on the way out the door as well.
He was there.
How much money? What did he take?
He took the money, took the cheque, and they never saw him again. See you later, Foo.
Just opened up the checkbook.
No, do you know what? It was and you know what?
Has he still got that checkbook? I wouldn't mind having a chat with him about you.
But the only other family secret we have is that I hooked up with Tommy's sister once.
Well, what a pity.
You're not family, first of all.
Well, it feels like family. It did feel like we tried to keep it quiet for a while, but she kept coming back for more.
Yeah, don't tell anyone, Whip.
Margot.
You are gross.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I want to talk about Danny Cipriani. He's used to be a professional rugby player. You may have known him. He's 35 now, but like 10 years ago, he was in the headlines quite a bit because he was a bit of a ladies' man.
Well, he's a good-looking rooster. I mean, he's obviously fit because he's a professional sportsman, but he's a good-looking guy.
Writing in his memoir, Who Am I? Well, that's what we're That's what we're reading it for,
who's it written by, mate?
He's written... It's not unusual for me to sleep with 3 different women in one day.
Hang on.
I'm not a big fan of people who go out and write this stuff.
You've got to also think, whenever you do something like this, my mum's going to be across this. My granny, my sister, my current girlfriend. Who?
I would date everyone from adult stars to actresses to girls I met at the coffee shop. And he said that he was very disciplined with the timings. I would shuffle one girl out of the house just in time for the next one to turn up. Oh, my gosh. It's a lot of effort. How about going and getting a few touches out in the footy field first, big fella?
How does he manage... I mean, the crossover must happen. Because if he's talking about one arriving and one leaving, wouldn't there be paths crossing? Wouldn't there be hey, what were you just doing in there? Oh, I'm the ironing lady. Wink, wink.
I probably slept with a lot of women that I shouldn't have, but I didn't know how to be with one woman. All I knew was how to bring them in. He went out with like Lindsay Lohan. He was with Katie Price. Remember Jordan?
Was he? Yeah, she came here once.
He was with Lara Bingle. Who else? He was with Kelly Brook, the model.
Oh yeah, she's attractive.
But he said I had an addiction. And he would be with one girl and he would be texting the other while he was with that girl, knowing that she was going to rock up in half an hour. And then he had to quickly shuffle one out while another one was rocking up.
How good would the girl feel when an alarm goes off? You're halfway through the session. I'm so sorry, you've got to leave. We've got a 5-minute turnover time. There's another plane boarding.
He also said in his new book that because he was coached by Eddie Jones, who's the Wallabies coach at the moment. He said that he was quizzed by Eddie Jones quite a bit about his relationships. And he said Eddie Jones in the book, he said, was like a horny little teenager and would ask him about his sex life all the time. He was going out with a newsreader once and Eddie Jones went up to him and said, have you shagged her yet? What's she like? Do you need to write that in the book?
I mean, a little bit weird when you're talking about game strategy before you're about to run out of the field and Eddie Jones.
The telly did a good job.
How'd you go? How'd you go? What was the name? What about 3 yesterday? 3 today? What about after the
Is
game?
this all the questions you've got at the press conference?
Okay, how many? Here's the list.
Yeah.
3 a day, building the numbers.
Look, I won Saturday a corporate dinner with Eddie Jones, and he spent most of the time talking with the lady next to him about nail polish and comparing what her favourite nail polish is and asking if he could try it. So I think Eddie doesn't mind a stranger sort of question.
Right,
But for Danny Cipriani to make out like Eddie Jones is the weirdo in this story,
know.
is pretty impressive, Danny.
He's married now to a mental health campaigner, Victoria Rose, 42. They tied the knot in 2021, so he has settled down.
Do you think
does his wife want to hear these stories, though? Does his wife want to read these books and, all her friends and her family, now with these headlines, hearing that Danny was 3 women a day?
Imagine the father-in-law. Hey, Danny. Hey, Danny, congratulations on the release of the book. Can you come over here for a quick chat, mate?
Danny, I'm up to chapter 6.
Eddie Jones has arrived. He wants to know the book.
Have you read the book yet?
Hey, have you read
the book?
I got to mention. I don't know why. We're just assuming that's how Eddie Jones would talk about women. Hey, what's going on?
Who did we talk? We did a break, Tommy, about the women who, the men who claim to have been with the most women, which is
was it 6,000?
Well, you've got Wilt Chamberlain, who was he said it was 10,000 women, which is ridiculous. Who is
Warnie never put a number on it.
Enrique's old man, Julio Iglesias. Julio Iglesias, I think, was up around the 20,000.
What an Adonis! I mean, Julio would have just had them. He would have rung a bell. He would have gone, every time you hear this, Julio's ready for the next one.
Song, woman, write another song. Woman.
I think we can squeeze 2 in before dinner, guys.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It's always nice to give the people in your life a little nickname. I heard you talking on the show earlier about, calling people sweetheart or love, or honey button.
Yeah,
I know.
Do you have one for your pumpkin pie?
Possum comes up a little bit. Possy puss. These sorts of cute little names.
That's not a cute name. Who do you call that?
Possums aren't cute, are they?
Oh,
I think you say
furry.
possum. My dad will say possum, but
because of Dame
never
Edna?
No, but he never says what you just said, and I don't think you ever call anybody that.
Like a little cat, like a little meow.
I'm just. Oh, there she is.
No.
Oh, I'm just your simple babe.
Are you?
Yeah.
But I think that.
Little fluff.
Does she
Little
have
cutie.
a nickname for you?
Yeah, Slinky.
She calls me-
Because every time you see him, you want to push him down the stairs. Still the best.
I do like it when, and I know it's disrespectful,
Go on.
and it's not that funny. But when people, and I only like it when I hear people use it, and it's completely sarcastic, or they're not really meaning it, but they call their partner the Ball and Chain.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
You left the office the other day,
Oh, here we go.
and you walk past the glass as you leave the building here. You'd made an orange slice or something.
It was a citrus cake.
As you walked off, Tommy goes, there she goes, disaster chef.
Oh.
Is that my name?
I swung my chair.
Serious? I brought you in lettuce biscuit slice the other day in
that
your
was
own
great.
container with a Tom sticker on top.
Yeah.
And you even brought it back in,
Kate,
washed,
I swung
hoping
around.
for a refill.
Kate, I spun my chair around. I spun it. I done it.
You spun it.
I spun it,
You
and I said, don't you ever speak about my co-host like that.
You know what?
Rude pig.
I take disaster chef because I know in this building I've been called much worse.
Yeah, sorry
That was just a start.
Yeah, thanks, Fitz. No, give us a call if you've got a secret nickname for someone. It could be somebody in the office. I mean, it's not bullying, okay? It's just like...
You tell yourself that, mate.
Oh, if we're laughing, it's not bullying.
No, sometimes it's funny to have a little joke. It's not hurting anyone. Maybe it is about your partner, but this story is so awful because this woman, she knew her marriage was on the rocks. Her husband's in the shower. He's been out late at night. She sees his phone like pinging, and all his friends are in a group chat, and they are referring to her as SWMBO.
What's that?
She who must be obeyed.
Oh, wow.
That's a danger.
Can we go to Emily in Haberfield? She wants to talk about her grandparents. Em, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so my grandfather's nickname for my grandmother was actually Fatty.
Fatty? Oh, but it was a bit of a joke in the family, was it? Or
Yeah, she wasn't a big woman by any means, but that was just his nickname for her was Fatty.
I can say, it depends how it's said too. If you go, oh, there goes Fatty, or oh, there's my cute little Fatty. I mean, it's lovely.
Well,
It depends
would
on how
you
it's
like
said.
that? Well, her name wasn't Fatima or something, was it?
no?
No, it was Dorothy.
Oh, Dorothy the Fatty.
I think that you can get away sometimes with it, between, partners or in relationships. But there is a grey area when you're calling them a nickname that they don't like.
Oh, when it's behind your back at work, disaster chef, you've got to be really careful with that stuff.
Oh, we're going to get Melinda on from Wilton as well. She's got a nickname for her youngest.
Yeah, we do, guys. I'm a mother of 4 boys, and the 4th boy came along about 10 years after the 3rd one, and we've had to name him the Handbrake. He stops us from doing everything.
The poor handbrake.
He actually knows he's the Handbrake, so...
The brutal honesty.
I know, that's awful, isn't it? It's really awful.
Mum, can we go to Disney? Oh, the handbrake.
Can we retire? No.
No,
But I mean,
that's exactly right.
As you grow up, though, Melinda, he'll have a nickname for you and your man
sorry, Will. Yeah,
for
sure
creating that 4th child, I would suspect.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What a lovely little surprise that was for you, Melinda.
Yes, the 4th boy too.
Oh, my God.
Luke in Bathurst, you gave a colleague a nickname, Luke.
Yes, he's quite the helpful chap. We all call his nickname's Sarge, and his new nickname's Sarge Hole.
Barge hole. What?
Sarge Hole.
Oh, Sarge or barge?
Hole.
Oh.
Right, so it's either whatever it is, it's meant to run with a...
No,
Yeah. I think you were going to call...
One.
Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.